Webheads, comic book fans, this is my top 10 most anticipated comics for May 11th, 2022. Fans, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Fans, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. I'm always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. So let's kick off this list this week, guys, with the book that's on the hot seat, because I don't know if I'm going to give this book more than one or two issues. We'll see what happens. But the first book we're talking about today that's on the hot seat is Jurassic League, issue 1 of 6. That's right, guys. An alternate universe comic book that has your favorite DC superheroes as freaking dinosaurs or mutant-like dinosaurs, right? Getting to do battle against evil. I don't know what's to be expected out of this book except to have a fun laugh with it. Go into it with open eyes, or be optimistic about it. Don't go into it as it's going to be stupid right from the start, and try to enjoy it. Now, if you don't enjoy it after an issue, then yes, I can understand that you're dropping it. But this just could be for a fun laugh. We'll see what it has to offer here. There's 6 issues of it. It's 32 pages, and this one is $4. Okay. So the book now that's on the rise that really surprised me was Immortal Red Sonja. So, of course, we're going to be reading Immortal Red Sonja issue 2. This was a lot of Excalibur lore in this book, and we wind up getting Red Sonja, who has this armor, or was it chainmail, is that what you call it, where it's actually attached to her and it speaks to her. It's almost like a symbiote. So she's cursed with this, and she had to go through this gatekeeper in the last issue, and it was just exciting. I love the artwork, the battle scenes, just a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what issue 2 has to offer. I've read a few Red Sonja series here and there. I've really enjoyed. So hopefully this one keeps up for me. Immortal Red Sonja issue 2, 32 pages, and this is a $4 comic book. Now we crack this countdown officially with number 10. We have Captain America, Symbol of Truth. Now, when we had the Captain America 0 issue with Steve Rogers and Falcon, I really enjoyed that book. It had top-notch artwork on there, and I love seeing these two interact with each other, and I kind of wish it was like that where, you know, Falcon or Captain America, Sam Wilson was Falcon, right? And I wish that those two were always teaming up, but they're going to be doing their own separate books. So I guess you can say, you know, read both of those, read one or the other, but I'm going to try both because I love the 0 issue there and I loved both characters. So I'm going to see what this one has to offer here. Looks like he's going to be teaming up with Misty Knight as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. This book is 36 pages, $5 for the issue 1. And moving on to number 9. Now, you're going to find that this most anticipated list is filled with indie comics this particular comic book week, because there's a lot of new ones coming out and I'm excited for. And this one goes to Grimm issue 1. This character's name is Jessica Hero, and she, I guess, is a representative of death. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know how she becomes this, you know, Grim Reaper like character. Was she bad? Was she good? Like, again, the selection process here, I'm not sure. The cover art is gorgeous. It seems like an interesting concept. It doesn't really give you a huge description of what this comic is about. However, this is from Boom Studios. They've done some great stuff. So if you're interested in something different, check out Grimm issue 1. This is a $4 comic. Next, from Image Comics, we have 8 Billion Genies. Now, originally, I wasn't going to check this one out. I'm like, what is this, some little kid's book or something like that? But when you read the description of it, it sounds quite interesting, because if you had only one wish, what would you wish for? But it's not only just you, it's everybody has one wish. And what happens to the world when everyone gets their one wish, right? So it's like, I want to read that. I want to see what happens to the world when they get what they want. Like, what do you wish for? $1 billion? Do you wish for unlimited love? Do you wish for all the comic books in the world? Like, what do you wish for with that one wish? So I can't wait to see, again, what the earth turns out to be when everyone gets a single wish. So this one is 32 pages, $4. Don't pass on this one, guys. I think this is going to be fun. Number 7 now, we have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Saturday Morning Adventures issue 3. This will be the first time and probably the last time that you ever hear of genies on a countdown 2 times. So, because G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Saturday Morning Adventures has to do with Cobra Commander, who also gets a genie. He gets 3 wishes, and he wishes for, of course, to take down the Joes. This is pure Saturday morning cartoon the way you remembered it, right? You love the artwork in it. You love the characters' narration or the way they are in the book because it's straight out of the cartoon, man. It's awesome. They all act the same way. Like Cobra Commander's always screaming, the Baroness and Destro, they all just act exactly the same way. This is a phenomenal read. I really love this. Never expected this book to be so well done, but definitely recommend it. It's 32 pages, $4. Moving on to number 6, we have Nocterra, issue 10, Pedal to the Metal, part 4. As the Sundog convoy draws near to the birthplace of Blacktop Bill, a terrible revelation arises that will redefine the world of Nocterra as we know it. This book has been solid. I feel like, though, it's been a little bit of a slow burn. Not as much character development as I would like. But it does seem like you're getting the character development in maybe its arcs. So the first one you focused on a little bit more of Val and her brother. And now in this one, you're focusing more on Blacktop Bill and Piper. However, I want to know more still about Val because it seemed like she was the main character. And now that we focused on Bill, is Bill the main character? And I love how our heroes are fighting this PM event that's going on, and they're trying to find a cure for this event. Oh, very interesting book here done by Scott Snyder and Tony S. Daniel. I will always recommend this book. Very solid read. This one is 32 pages, $4. Number 5. This one is done by Aftershock, and we get the return of Bunny Mask. This is called Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside, issue 1. This book is fucked up, guys, but it is a good book. I mean, if you haven't got a chance to read the first volume, hopefully they have a trade out for it, because I know you're not going to be able to find this on the racks right now. But it's about this female that wound up being abused by her crazy dad, shaved her teeth, right? And then you had these police officers and whatnot come and save her, right? And she survives the incident. She winds up meeting the guy that saved her later on down the road. They have some kind of relationship, but the guy finds it weird because he knew her when she was a little girl, and just things get super weird. The girl that wears the bunny mask, she comes around and she talks in this weird language and you can't understand her, but for some reason she's very seductive at the same time. It messes with your mind, this book. It's really well done, and I'm happy they have a second story arc here. This is just something you're going to have to read to truly understand. It does throw you for some loops and turns as you go. Awesome book, man. 32 pages, $5. Moving on to number 4, we have Spawn issue 329. Spawn is dealing with the surprising effects of tearing open a hole in time itself as a hellspawn from the past arrives with an alarming warning. Here we go, guys. I think shit's going to start hitting the fan when it comes to Spawn. We're getting doors being opened as, the doors of heaven and hell have been closed. People have been forcing Spawn to trying to open these doors so they can go in and out. But Spawn says, if I do this, things are going to get much worse. So he's been fighting all these crazy creatures and stuff like that. And now we're going to get another hell Spawn coming through. I think this is going to be a fun ride. The artwork is always great. The price point of this book is absolutely phenomenal. $2.99. Can't go wrong. 24 pages. Again, $3. Just want to bring it to your attention too. You never know actually these days when these comic books could get delayed. So if you see something on this list, just be prepared. It might get delayed in the future. All right, so coming in at number 3, we have Crossover issue 11. This is Meanwhile Part 6. This is it. This is the end of the line, guys. This is the end of Crossover, the grand finale. Donny Cates has done a great job with this book. I felt like the beginning was strong, the middle was a little bit slow, but the last couple of issues have really ramped up, and he's inserted himself in this comic book. Negan is in this comic book from The Walking Dead, which is awesome because he's like the enforcer, the bad guy, and Robert Kirkman was in here. All the comic book creators were in this book. So well done. I cannot wait to see the conclusion to this book. And will we see another crossover comic from Donny Cates again? Time will tell. Coming in at number 2, and this book was really close to being my number 1 book, but it just came at number 2 by a sliver. This is Life Zero issue 4. This one is done by Ablaze, and this has been my mini-series of the year so far. One of my favorite books that I have read, because I thought this was going to be some knockoff Walking Dead book, and even though it has a lot of the same elements as The Walking Dead, this book is really well written, and the artwork is second to none here by Marco Cecchetto. Absolutely a phenomenal story about this strike team that goes in, rescues their captain. The captain and the ex-wife are working together to rescue their daughter. That's what this story is about. And at the end of the last issue, you were just filled with emotion. When you got to the end of it, you were just like, oh my God, I can't believe they just went there. And you're just left with your jaw dropped and just in awe, right? This is a book that you must read. If you are tired of zombie books, or you read the first issue and you thought, yeah, this is dumb, this is generic, get past that first issue, man, because 2, 3, and probably this one is going to be absolutely great. I don't know when this book actually ends, so we'll see what happens. If you guys know how long this book is going on, let me know in the comments below. 32 pages, and this one is $4. If Life Zero could not get number 1, what was my number 1 most anticipated comic for May 11th, 2022? Well, that one winds up going to Hulk vs. Thor, Banner of War, Alpha, issue 1. We've been hearing about this for a very long time. Now, a lot of fans out there are not real high on the Hulk comic book that Donny Cates is writing, but people do love the Thor comic that Donny Cates is writing. Now, it is much further along than Hulk, but with these two interacting together, I think that could make for a very interesting story. I think there's a lot of people out there anticipating this book as well. We want to know why they're fighting, right? Obviously, this is to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the two characters. I can't wait for it. I think the artwork is going to be awesome. I think the action's going to be awesome. Let's hope that this story is just as good. This is 36 pages, and this is a $5 comic. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated comics for May 11th, 2022. Want to know in the comments, what are your most anticipated? And of course, guys, if you want to check out my content, I'll leave you more content here to click on so you can fall down that Comic Book Corner 2.0 rabbit hole. So, of course, guys, keep buying, keep collecting, but most importantly, always read your comics. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you real soon. Bye.